right. That is super loud. Let me turn that down. All right, y'all. This is the Improve and Progress Hour. My name is Omar Muhammad, helping you do just that. Improve and progress in business and in life. Woo! Let me catch my breath. It's been a minute. All right, so, Lito, can you adjust it's super loud coming out of here. All right, while he's coming to do that. Yep, I'm back, y'all. It's been 9 years since I haven't been here on WEAA, but I am back. Same type of information, same person, new faces, some old faces. Yep, so we're going to definitely make this work today. So super excited about being back here on WEAA. And for those who are new to who I am, let me kind of give you some background information on me. Baltimore, born and bred. Yep, Baltimore guy. Graduated from Morgan State University with a degree in accounting. Came to Morgan back in 2003. Took over the Entrepreneurial Development and Assistance Center here on the campus of Morgan State University. So super glad to be working there for 22 years. It went out. 22 years. There we go. All right, we back. All right, so 22 years at the Entrepreneurial Development Assistance Center, impacting entrepreneurs, whether they're students, faculty, staff, and the community. Had an opportunity and continue to have the opportunity to do that. You probably heard I did radio for 22 years here on the campus of Morgan State University. My friends, Richard Rowe and Errol Elamine, really got me started. I had no idea what I was doing. My co-host at the time was Darrell Keaton. We got on radio and our first show bombed. We thought we had material for at least an hour or two. We had material for 15 minutes, but nonetheless, that's history. Darrell and I went on to do the show on a monthly basis, thanks to Brother Richard Rowe and Brother Errol Elamine. Always want to give them a shout out because they really got me started on radio. And I went on to do, like I said, 22 years here on WEAA on the campus of Morgan State University. I stopped in 2017, took a break, 9-year break to be exact, and now I'm back. We're going to provide some great information around entrepreneurship and personal development, and we definitely want to make sure that we're providing resources, and that's what we have always done, provide resources to help individuals improve and progress in business and in life. So I'm excited about the opportunity, the new journey of Omar Muhammad on WEAA. I always say improve and progress. I mean, that's my mantra for life, and this is the Improve and Progress Hour. So let me just go down some of the items that we're going to talk about throughout the time that I'm here. Every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, you'll hear my voice, and when you don't hear my voice, because I do travel a lot, when I travel for business and pleasure. So I'll be bringing back some resources to help you if you have a business or if you're thinking about a business. I'll have some resources for you as well. So when I'm not here, I call them my sidekicks. They're not going to like this. They probably not even listening right now. But if they are my sidekicks. Jasmine and Tamara. I mean, they'll be hosting the show, you know. Y'all remember them. They call themselves the Moms. The Moms is entrepreneur. Well, it's the new name now. The National Association of Mom Entrepreneurs. So you'll have an opportunity to hear from them as well. All right, so some of the other things that we are going to do, we're going to have the Personal Progress Lab, where we'll bring on individuals to talk about resources to help with what it is, personal development. So I'm excited about that. You know, individuals on mindset, productivity, discipline, communication, leadership. As whether you are an entrepreneur or not, these are some of the skills that you need in your toolbox. We'll also bring on entrepreneurs from starting a business to making an impact. You'll have an opportunity to hear from entrepreneurs and how they're impacting the work that they're doing, as well as learn some strategies and tips to help you in your business. And then there's a lot of opportunities out there, whether it be grants or contracts, you'll have that opportunity to do that as well. So I'm excited about the opportunity desk because, man, there's a lot of opportunities. And it's just not going to be me talking about these opportunities just like we did in the past. Those individuals will have an opportunity to do that as well. Oh, okay. Let's do that as well. So the industry insider will also be an opportunity for individuals to learn about different industries, whether it's, right now, the mental health industry, government contracting, those are some big industries that individuals are getting involved now. So we'll have individuals to come in to talk about industry insiders. And then we'll have a segment called Cool Ops. And this is the opportunity where individuals will come in, younger individuals, whether they be in middle school, high school, or college, to talk about their entrepreneurial venture. And over the years, you have heard me talk about, we've had a conference here at Morgan State University focused on students who are from 5th grade to 12th grade and introducing them to entrepreneurship. So you'll have that opportunity as well to hear from them on entrepreneurship. And then we have a segment, she's here in studio, but she probably not going to say no. Keep Joy First, and it's all about working with the ladies around entrepreneurship and personal development. So we're excited about that. And the one we're going to do, we're going to take a break at the half hour, and when we come back, we'll have somebody talk about entrepreneurship. But this is one I'm really passionate about, and that is HBCUs. HBCUs I'm an HBCU alum who are now entrepreneurs. We call it HBCU by association. So that's one of the segments that we'll do on a monthly basis. But we'll bring on individuals that, like I said, they've graduated. They don't have to be from Morgan. We ain't going to have a lot of Morgan folk on here, y'all. We're going to have all HBCUs, not the big ones. We will have the big ones, Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, but we're going to have some of the smaller ones as well. Entrepreneurs come on to talk about where they are and how they're impacting their particular HBCU. So I'm excited about the lineup, the segments that we have for the Improve and Progress Hour. I'm excited to be back here on WEAA. I'm always here on campus at Morgan State University, so I'm excited to be here as well. So, before I go on, I'm going to open up the lines. We'll take some calls. If you've been impacted by the work that we've done over the years, still remember the number, 410-319-8888 is the number to give us a call so that we can hear some of the things that you're thinking about us bringing on. And, what impact have we had over the years that I've been here at Morgan State University and before I got to Morgan, because I was doing radio before I got to Morgan. So, the work that I've done prior to that, we want to hear from you. Like I said, I'm excited to be here, excited to be on air, and looking forward to the lineup. Just like we did in the past, the radio show was called Briefcase Radio Workshop, and it was a workshop. We focused on helping individuals start, operate, and scale their business, and we'll continue to do that on the Improve and Progress Hour. We're just adding a little bit more on that, and that is personal development. So, excited about the opportunity to really work with individuals on this particular platform, but also in the community as well, because we do a lot of work in the community. So I'm excited about that opportunity as well. And, one of the things, I do want to come out into the community. We're already in the community over at the Entrepreneurial Development and Assistance Center. We call it EDAC for short. So if you're having an event around entrepreneurship or personal development, come on through. So, or call us so we can come through so we can provide you with some great resources. And, speaking of resources, there are a number of resources on my page, my website, improveandprogress.com. Like I said, if you're interested in starting, operating, or scaling your business, we have an opportunity for you there as well. So if you want to call in before we get to our first guest, the number again is 410-319-8888. 410-319-8888. And again, the website is improveandprogress.com. You'll have an opportunity to see and experience some of the opportunities that are happening with anything that you're trying to do when it comes down to operating a business. All right. So let me just go into some of the things that we've been doing over the years here at Morgan State University. We've worked with women entrepreneurs. Excuse me. We work with women entrepreneurs. We also work with formerly incarcerated individuals. So those individuals who were behind the bars, who are now out and they're operating a business or even thinking about starting a business. We have individuals that they can meet with on a regular basis, as well as meet with on a regular basis. We also have a conference that was coming up as well. We also have a podcast separate from what we're doing here to support those individuals. And, of course, we're working with the students here on campus, giving them an opportunity to showcase their entrepreneurial and leadership skills. One of the organizations that we have is called CASE, the Collegiate Association of Startup Entrepreneurs. And it's an opportunity for individuals who are interested in entrepreneurship to become a part of that club. And we said we're the club for clubs, so those individuals who are looking for community service hours, we have a number of events in which individuals can come in and participate in that as well. So those are some of the activities that we've done over the years, and we continue to do those events, activities and workshops where we're helping individuals that are looking to go into government contracting, individuals that are looking to go into trucking, individuals that are looking just to get started. And sometimes, individuals may not, select the road, the path of entrepreneurship. They may decide that, I need to skill up, or was it skill up or upskill? Upskill, so that I can, go work for somebody, get my skills, my experience up, and then I could go work for myself. So we do that as well, and we're excited about that opportunity as well. So for that website, that is at Morgan, it's edacmorgan.com. And it's edacmorgan.com. You'll learn about the activities that we have for you. All of this is available at no cost to you to come into the center to receive information about how to get started or scale your business. So we're excited about that opportunity as well. And, let me kind of set this next segment up and go back to the HBCU by association. And the reason why this one is important to me is because, one, I'm a Morgan alum, and I'm always meeting different people when I travel or in the community who are Morgan alum or they're alum of some HBCU. And I'm thinking, man, here's an opportunity for us to get together, to work together, whether you're here in Maryland, you're in North Carolina, you're down in Alabama, wherever you are, it's an opportunity for us to really begin to build economic empowerment for us and the community, and of course our families as well. So why not create this association where individuals are build the economic development, and here's an opportunity for us to really give back to the universities that we graduated from, and get back to the other universities as well. I mean, I spoke to a group down at Clark. Was the last year? So it's just not us just focusing on our individual school that we graduated from. It's really us focusing on how we can all work together. So I'm excited about that opportunity. I'm excited about HBCU by association, alum working together, the alum and their families integrating and working together as well. And for us, developing relationships with the community. So it's all tying back to the community, the HBCU, and us working together. So I'm excited about that opportunity. And when we get back from the break, we'll have an opportunity to talk to our first guest, who will talk more about what school he went to and some of the things that he's doing as well. All right, so before we get to that, though, we still going to open up the lines. If not, I'm going to keep talking. 410-319-8888 is the number to call here to learn more about what we're doing. And we want to hear from you. What are you doing as it relates to entrepreneurship? Do you remember Briefcase Radio Workshop? I know this is the first show of many, so give us a call, 410-319-8888. And, while we're waiting on the calls, I want to go back to a couple of things that I mentioned earlier. And that is, we definitely want to design this particular Improve and Progress Hour for you, the listener. For those individuals who are looking to if you're thinking about starting a business, we have resources for you. If you're currently in business, we have resources for you. One of the things that I often get is people want to meet with Omar so he can help them with their business. Y'all, things have changed. We got a whole team now. We have a whole team of individuals that can work with you. Whether you are a woman entrepreneur, formerly incarcerated individual, a student entrepreneur, if you're coming from working from a corporation or a government agency, you want to transition to something different, we got something for you. We have individuals that can work with you on a one-on-one basis and get you involved. So 410-319-8888 is the number to call. I know y'all not used to me being here, but I'm here now. And, we'll spread the word to get the word out. This is the first show after 9 years. I'm trying to remember where I was 9 years ago. I know I was sitting here, but I don't know where else I was. But I'm here now, and this is an opportunity for me to continue my legacy of helping individuals improve and progress, whether they're in business. And you never know the impact that you have on individuals. When I meet with people, I'm often hearing, I remember you used to, do that summer cat, or you helped me out with my restaurant, or you helped me out with my consulting business. And, I meet a whole lot of people, and, sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't, but you never know the impact that you're having on individuals as you are doing this work. And I love it. I mean, I love the work that I do. My mission, my purpose in life is to help people do just that, improve and progress. And that's what I'm doing now, and that's what I'll continue to do while I am here on this planet. All right? All right, so with that said, I do want you all to know that the number, again, is 410-319-8888. I want to get out the two websites again before we go to break. ImproveandProgress.com. For any resources that you have. Well, actually, if you just go to improveandprogress.com, you'll get the other resources as well, so that you can have that information as we move forward. And if you want to be a guest, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, read your notes on Omar. So if you want to be a guest, you can just go on to improveandprogress.com. Like I said, we have a number of segments that we have from Cool Ops. So if you are a young entrepreneur, and let me define young entrepreneur. If you my age, if you 30, if you 40, you're not young. All right, so anybody under 30, well, let's say 25. Anybody under 25, we want to hear from you. Well, maybe not 25. Can we say 25? All right, let's say 21. So if you under 21, then you're considered young. All right, because you 22, you're adult now, right? So anyone under 21, you could be on Cool Ops. But if you're over 21 and you're doing some great things in the community and in business, you can be on some of the other segments that we have. So if you go on to improveandprogress.com, you'll have an opportunity to see exactly which one lines up with you. You know, if you are an alum from an HBCU by association works, the Personal Progress Lab, from idea to impact. So just go onto the website and you'll get to see some of the segments that we have. All right. So I do remember that. So when I hear the music, that means I need to, start to wrap it up. All right. So when we come back, we're going to go to our guests, and this is our segment, HBCU by association. So I'm excited about this, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, y'all. Welcome back. This is Omar Muhammad with the Yep. I'm back, y'all. Back after 9 years away, so I am back. Next up, we're going to go to our first segment. We call it HBCU by Association. And this is an opportunity for individuals that are alum of HBCUs to come together, to network, to really build community around entrepreneurship and family. So we have do we have our first guest? Is he on yet? All right, let's bring him on. All right, we have our first guest. That's funny because, Andre, you on?
I'm here.
Hey, man. What's going on?
I'm doing good, fired up.
Absolutely. That's funny. When I was doing this, I guess it was before the pandemic or during the pandemic. Excuse me. You were my first guest on that one.
Wow.
And now you're the first guest here. Yeah, man. It's all good. All right, y'all. So we have a legend in the house, Mr. Andre Vaughn. And, this is our segment, Improve and Progress Hour, called HBCU by Association. And I should have said where HBCU alum and their families work, learn, and play. For you, let's give a shout out to the HBCU that you went to. And then what year did you graduate and what was your major?
Man, criminal justice, 1998, of the great UMES, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, is where I graduated. Man, I'm fired up. Yeah. I didn't know we could even get on the show at Morgan. Man. I made it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go right into it. So criminal justice, and now you are a serial entrepreneur. But before we get to serial entrepreneur, I always have these questions that I always want to know from HBCU alum, and ironically, it's spelled HBCU. So the H is for homecoming, The B is for Black excellence. The C is for clubs and organizations. And the U is for a united place like the cafeteria or where people hung out at. What resonates with you?
Man, probably united, coming together, meeting people from different areas. You don't know how beneficial that is later in life when you have to collaborate. You have to go from city to city. You can't just be in your neighborhood, think you're going to do billion-dollar business, or be a multimillionaire. You got to sometimes come out your zip code to be able to get it done. And so what college did is it's forced us to come out our zip code and start interacting with people who weren't in our backyard. And so that's what I really took away and was able to capitalize on it in my life.
Good deal, bro. So when you were down at University of Maryland Eastern Shore, entrepreneurship was that big thing. What did you learn from entrepreneur? I'm being sarcastic about that. So
yeah, I know. I learned, but I about to say, stop the press. There, they trained me to work for someone, and to follow somebody else's orders, and you needed this many credits just so you can have a salary. Not realizing, that, it's okay to go to college, it's okay to work for someone, but at least give me the option, right? And the business classes weren't entrepreneurship classes, and people will catch that later, right? So they were business to still work for people and not, to think on your own, get a mentor and move forward with your dream and goals, right? And so, I'm just grateful that I had that entrepreneurial spirit before I even got that. And so that's what I'm excited about.
Okay, good deal. All right, so let's jump right into it. What was your first business, and then let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey right now.
Yeah, man, it was Visionary Credit Consultants, and so helping people with their credit. And I was doing it in my basement, right? I remember I used to pay her rent to work out of her home, and I'm grateful that she charged me rent. Because it just, when I was ready to get my own office, I just had to put a couple of $100 more to it, and I was already used to paying someone. So, I started with Visionary Credit Consultants, and that led into me opening up a mortgage company because once the people got their credit together, they were ready to buy a home, and so they needed a mortgage, and then we opened up a real estate company. So all of that stuff went hand in hand, and so we had an in-house everything, and I'm telling you, we grew it, we did it big. And I'm excited, of the beginning and the journey.
Absolutely. So don't stop there, bro.
Oh yeah. And so from there, I got into, outside of real estate. I started investing in real estate and got into horse racing. In 2003, I started, owning and buying horses. And I remember on the day before Preakness, Black Eye Susan Day, one of my horses, was 88-1 and won on the stakes race. And, that's unheard of for, brothers to be in that industry. But, to win the race in front of 100,000+ people, I just never forget it. It's been over 20 years since that happened, but you just never forget it. And to this day, I'm still in horse racing. I also got into network marketing, multi-level marketing as well. Just at the end of the day, it was one of those things that I learned so much, right? I learned so much throughout the process in marketing, and again, going to different cities and training and doing the things that we need to do to be successful. And as I was marketing, of course, you're always looking for businesses. So I opened up a basketball league, and and so I did a basketball league. And first, I owned a basketball team, and then I owned the league that the team was in, and started buying more real estate and start buying crypto. I mean, anything an entrepreneur can do, I probably tried it. Bought into a technology company, started building apps, right? Opened up a mental health company. And so all of these things just made me think, like, man, maybe I am a serial entrepreneur, because I just believe that it's a lot of gifts in the folks that understand of our voices, right? It's a lot of gifts that they have. And we just don't come together. And you and I, we do a great job of coming together, just for the common greater good. And you know, when you're in school, they say do all your work by yourself, right?
Right.
And that's just not how the real world is. You know, you got to collaborate with people to get some things done.
Absolutely. So you just answered the question that where I was going to go. That's the Gemini thinking right there.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about, you know, your thoughts about HBCU by association, and you just answered it. You just answered it. So, you know, let's go to. It's funny, you know, when I text you this I think it was this morning or this afternoon. I said, look, man, I need to go live, and I'm like, why we just didn't go live on your platform? So talk about your social platform that you have where people can actually go live when they're doing stuff like this.
Yeah. Like we we started working on that project, Virtual Verse, VIRTUOVERSE. So we started working on that project when COVID happened. I noticed that a lot of comedians were hurting, a lot of pastors were hurting because they had no real way to do what they do and get paid at the same time. You know, yeah, you can go on another platform, but it's no way to pay through there. You had to go outside of the platform to go ahead and pay and collect your money separately. And so we started building that out where you can go live, and not only you go live, if you watch, you know, people's content, you get points, and that earns into money. So every minute you spend on the platform, you can earn income from spending the time. And this is what sponsors want to know. They want to know who's on the platform, how long they stand, and then they take that information and that data, and they pay the website just to market their products to a target market. There's value in that. And so we wanted them to sit at the table, you know, and a lot of, you know, you just say, oh, man, this is $1 billion company. Yeah, I guess so, because, you know, you didn't share in that, you know. And I see people have millions of views and getting checks for $10 and $15 on other platforms, and that's modern-day slavery. And so we wanted to bring something where you can post reels, you can, you know, go post a story, you can, you know, post a video, you can post on your wall, you can go live, you can host your video meeting, you can do all of these things inside the platform. And also we have membership, so you can join for free, or we have other ways that you can revenue share off the platform as well. And so, you know, we just gave away probably 15 trips, and we're going to give away some more trips in 3-day, 2-night trips to folks. We just constantly doing raffles for people who join the platform for free. We're just drawing those names every single day and sending people on vacation. We already had a vacation, I believe you intended. Like, we already had one where we took 40-plus people to Mexico, and that's what it's all about. It's all about lifestyle. It's all about, you know, celebrating our folks and letting them know they have a seat at the table at Virtual Verse.
Absolutely. So you got a lot of businesses going on. You got your hands in a lot of pots. You know, how do you stay focused on all of these businesses and still, I'm gonna say, keep your sanity?
Yeah, finding people that are smarter than you. So you find people that are smarter than you, and you put them in place to run the business. So I couldn't run 10 different businesses, right? But I can be the visionary, get it going, train them, and let them take over, where they just doing checkpoints with me and say, this is what's going on, this is the numbers, right? But I can't, you know, put my all into anything, but I can set it up, be the visionary, and bring a team of people, partners, as we call them, on board, and so we can move forward. But yeah, I'm fired up of Virtual Verse, and again, you know, with entrepreneurship, you have to at least put your toe in the water, right?
Yep.
You know, so many people get complacent, and then when a job, you know, fires them, they're like, oh, God, I need to borrow money. I need to do, you know, when they had it in them. They are millionaires. It's millionaires that are listening to this program right now.
Yep.
They've made companies millions of dollars. And now I'm just saying, use that same skill set, but just put it in your column instead of your boss's column.
Absolutely. Good point. All right, you tuned into the Improve and Progress Hour. My name is Omar Muhammad, your host. We're talking to Andre Vaughn of Virtual Verse. All right, let's take some callers. 410-319-8888 is the number to call in. I do want to go back to just some thoughts about students who are tuned in, who are in college now. And I was reading something where they were saying that this is the worst job market I don't want to say ever, but it's a bad job market. What advice would you give to individuals, not the seniors that are graduating, but the freshmen, the sophomores, and the juniors that are graduating?
While you're going through your major and your passion, always have something on the side. Whether you have to collaborate with other individuals, think about a passion, a problem that you want to solve. And, with AI, artificial intelligence out there, so many things that it just speeds the process. Like before, when you say, oh, God, I got to come up with a business plan, you have to get an expert. Now it's at your fingertips. And so for the students, man, like why not look at a dream and goal and work part-time on your future as simultaneously as you're going to school, right? And I would recommend you partner up with people so the burden's not on you, because we want you to pass. You came to college for a reason, and so we want you to pass. We want you to be focused. But even when you graduate and get a job, I'm still suggesting that you still have something on the side. And I'm telling you, this is the best time while you're in college to start learning how to walk and chew gum at the same time. And
Right.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs then, who, we both probably come across these type of entrepreneurs who are, I don't like the sugarcoat stuff, Andre, right? Some of them are struggling, So, what advice would you give to those individuals who are struggling?
Are they struggling mentally, or are they struggling financially?
Say it again.
Are they struggling mentally or financially?
Both.
Both. Well, first, I would say, always have a book. Always have a personal development, a book that you can read, that you're not listening to your cousins, your uncles who never did what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like most people listen to people that they don't even want their lifestyle. So why would you listen to their opinion? So you find about 5 successful people and see what folks are reading. You see what the successful people I suggest you read, and start making a car automobile university. You start looking and listening to certain things. I'm telling you, if you listen to enough things over and over again, it's going to become you. And by default, you're going to win. Now, if you listen to negativity, folks, wake up and watch 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock news, and then they go to their job and it's negative, right? And all of them complaining, and then they get off of work and they're in traffic, that's negative, and then they look at the 6 o'clock news, and that's negative, and then some of them had the audacity to listen to 11 o'clock news, and that's negative. And so what do you think their bank account's going to be? Yeah, it's going to be negative.
Yeah.
Like, you really need to do like affirmations, like I'm so happy and so grateful that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. The reason why I can roll it, because that's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of speaking positive things. I don't want to say I'm broke, and if you're going to say something like that, just say I'm temporary out of cash. See, it's a difference. Broke just means like you're never going to have money, right? But if you say you're temporary out of cash, you're just saying this is temporary. That's positive by saying you're not saying you're not going to ever get money. You're just saying at this point in time, like I'm struggling, and I get it, right? And so, like personal development is going to be critical. Having a mentor is going to be critical. Making sure you're in the right atmosphere, right? It's going to be critical. Sometimes you can just be in the right atmosphere, and if people like you, they'll start sharing trade secrets with you that they would have never shared with anyone else, right? And so those are some of the things that I would recommend that person that's struggling, changing the trajectory, because the world's not going to feel sorry for you, right? And so you might as well figure it out. You might as well get with the folks that are doing the things that you want to do or looking to do, and partner up and move forward.
Oh, man. Very well said, as always. All right. So what advice, and I'll keep asking you for advice, man. So what advice would you give to, alums? I mean, both of us are alums of HBCUs, different HBCUs. What advice would you give to those other alums who are tuned in now or will hear the replay of this and say, hey, I heard Omar and Andre on HBCU by Association segment. What advice would you give to them about working together?
Yeah, coming back, a lot of times, and I've been guilty of this, you get your good little degree, you got a little money in your bank account, and you don't come back and pour and pay it forward, right? Yeah. And so the first step is because the next generation is coming up, and we have to invest in these people, right? And so, because folks might be in a trajectory that you were on, and so that assistance and mentorship is there. It's been lacking especially with HBCUs and alumni coming back, right? And not just coming back and spending time, but donating and spending money, sowing a good seed in a place that you grew, you flourished, right? You're now, successful, but that was a part of your journey. And so that would be the biggest thing. And then also, again, collaboration with other alum, because we can't do it alone. You have a skill set, I have a skill set. I know, man, I have to stay in my lane, right? But I love to partner up with people like you because you have a lane, I have a lane, and we have to respect that, right? And so that's what I would give the alum advice.
Good deal. 410-319-8888 is the number to call. I'm here with Andre Vaughn, serial entrepreneur. He went to the other school down south, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. So Andre, what resources were available to you to help you get started in business?
Well, it's funny you say that because the things I learned throughout my life, that was my resource, right? I mean, I didn't take out a loan. I didn't have that mentor at that time that was right in my face, holding my hand, right? I didn't have AI back in the day. And so that reason why, when you figure out why you're doing something, and most people don't know why, it's just a fad, it's a trend, but when you figure out why you're doing something, whether it's your family, whether it's success, whether it's leaving a legacy, right? Whether it's to be remembered when you're dead and gone and people remember you, because if you don't leave people a check, they're definitely not going to remember you, right? And so just leaving that legacy, then that's going to be your fuel to your fire. And a lot of folks, they're trying to drive the vehicle, but they don't have any gas in that car. So I'm just suggesting you gas up with the professional development, your reason why, and that's going to take you everywhere through the obstacles, through the trials and tribulations, because there will be some that will take you through.
I love that. So this may get some people in trouble, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So what is your advice, Andre Vaughn, when it comes down to partnerships, working for other people,
working with other people,
like a business partner?
Well, I mean, you have to be really careful with partnerships.
Yeah.
You have to get to know because you're in another relationship, so you're married to that person essentially in business. And so some of the things that you guys go through can impact each other and impact business. So you really need to do a vetting process on each other before you just get in business because, once you're in and it doesn't go right, then that can be a two-headed monster, as they say, right? And so, but partnerships can be very beautiful when you do the vetting and you have the right energy. And sometimes you have to look at your personal policies before you look at business. And so it's certain things that you want around you and certain things that you don't want around you, right? And so if it's someone who's always, out and always drunk out their mind and just don't know how to talk to people and that, if you don't want to be around that, maybe you shouldn't partner with that, right? If you love to have a good time, then maybe you want to be around that, right? But there's certain things that you don't want to be around personally that I would not, put my guards down and say, oh, okay, because of money, because a lot of people, things don't pass their personal policy, but because it's a great opportunity, they do it anyway. And then they end up losing money, and the writing was on the wall because they were super ambitious, but they already knew that wasn't the right partnership, right? But partnerships can work so phenomenal when it's done right. One of my partners is my twin sister, which I've known her so long, so that was one leg up. But man, it's just been a beautiful thing, and she hides my weaknesses, and I hide hers, and in that sense, man, it's been a beautiful thing.
I hear you, man. So I don't have a twin, but I got some good individuals that I work with as well. And in business, that's what it's about. It's really finding the right people that's going to help everybody. And I like what you said. Stay in your lane. I stay in my lane a whole lot, and in the past I didn't do that. I would always get involved with individuals who had the experience in that industry, and I would come with the business side and the credit side. And I said, moving forward, right before the pandemic, I'm like, nope, I need to know this industry. If I don't know this industry, I'm not going to get involved unless I trust that person and that person, we on the same page. So, being in business and having those personal policies, as you indicated, are key as you thinking about being in business with somebody?
Yeah, man, it's so critical and crucial. It will save you a lot of time and money and energy. And it's funny because
Money.
every business that I think I started, I knew nothing about. I really knew nothing about, but I know people, right? And so it's important that when you do have a business, especially being African American, right? When you have a business, don't have people coming in looking for a homeboy hookup, and don't give them less than perfect service because they're your homeboy, right?
Right.
Making sure you're giving them 7-star service because there's only one time you can make a first impression, and you want to impress them. You want them to come back. You want them to tell Lottie Dottie and everybody about your business, right? But the only way to do that is you have to take those customers and clients seriously, right? And so, if you open up at 6, I hope you're not going to get there at 6, right? You want to get out and be prepared within preparation for those clients and customers to come in to your business, and you want them raving about your customer service.
Absolutely. So I know horse races is coming up soon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, man, it's been 2 weeks ago. I was in Kentucky for a race, and it's coming up. Another one's coming up maybe in a week and a half, and so that's just a beautiful thing. I saw the Kentucky Derby last week.
Okay.
That went on, and we saw the first female trainer to ever win the Kentucky Derby. So that the horse came from 8 lengths and still won.
Wow.
And when you think about that story, it was 8 lengths down the stretch, still won. Jockey never gave up. The horse never gave up. The owners and trainers never gave up, right? And that's just, resonate with all of our lives, right? It's like we might be 8 lengths behind in everything that we're doing right now. And, you gotta keep focused. You have to have a team of people that support. You have to have that support system around you that'll feed you positivity when things are not going your way. They're speaking life into you and into your business. Life and death is definitely in the power of the tongue.
I love that. All right. So we have a caller in, Coach LP Cole. Is that what it is? All right, man. You got to help me out. I've been here for 9 years. So how I pick that call up? Oh, Coach?
LC Cole.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, question or comment?
No, I just wanted to call and say hello to those guys. I used to coach at Morgan State.
Oh.
And used to Coach Davis, work with Coach Davis, good guy. We worked very hard over at Morgan State trying to put that football program together.
Right.
Ricky Diggs was the head coach.
So, Coach, that was the show before this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just about entrepreneurship, man. You got a question about entrepreneurship?
Not today, but
all right. Well, we appreciate you calling in, bro.
Yeah, okay,
appreciate you,
thanks.
Coach.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, take care. All right. I think he heard you talk about basketball, the basketball lead.
It's all good.
It is all good.
Man, I want to give away a couple of trips too, man, for folks who call in. So we'll put them all in the raffle and we'll make it happen. But no, it's all good.
All right. So before we leave out, we got about 3 minutes left. Give out your contact information well, I don't think you gave your contact information. Give out your contact information so people can reach out to you. Yep.
Virtual Verse. Love for everybody to go and check out that platform.
Andre, you're going to spell that for people.
V as in victory, IRTUOVERSE. Virtual Verse. Again, V as in victory, IRTUOVERSE. V as in victory, ERSE. So virtualverse.com. And my name is Andre Vaughn. Find me on there. Communicate me through there. Message me. Contact me. I'm there all the time. Set you up a free profile. Again, we'll be giving out away trips all during this week for free profiles. We'll put them in a raffle and select them. But, yeah, we're fired up, and it's on the Apple Store and also on the Play Store, so they can go on there. So, man, I'm fired up again. The time and just being on the show and what you've done for the community. And 9 years later, we back at it again. Man, this is a joyous day.
Absolutely, bro. I'm excited to be be back here, continue to impact. We never stopped doing the impact. We always continue to impact, so it's just different venues. So now we're back at this venue, and we'll continue to use this venue to impact people's lives, especially those who are looking for economic opportunities. We have those opportunities to resources, I should say, to get you to those economic opportunities. So I'm excited to be here, and I thank you for being the first guest again on the platform. So I really appreciate you as always, bro.
And thank you so much. I appreciate you too.
All right, good deal. That's Andre Vaughn, y'all. Virtual Verse. Check out the platform there. All right, y'all. This is one show out the way after 9 years. I want to give a big shout out to my brother Nick Cross for the beat that he provided for the Improve and Progress Hour. We'll be back next week. We'll continue to talk about entrepreneurship, and our segments for next week is Keep Joy First and Cool Ops. Until then, continue to improve and progress. Peace.